Awesome, so let's just starting now. So welcome to everybody watching online. Thanks for being here in the live space, so come anytime. So we're just going to start by just arriving. Just allow yourself to arrive on your mat, just be nice and easy in your body, easy in your breath, and just closing your eyes to take a moment to experience what it is to just arrive. Particularly if you rush to get here as well, just noticing how your breath adjusts. And don't feel like you have to sit up focus straight. You can just be just relaxing yourself. And then gently just opening your eyes, just nice and easy. Have your hands on your knees, just a little bit of a sway side to side, just so that you can feel your back. Do some little kind of S shapes or kind of bends to one side. And then we'll make it bigger just by dropping your right hand to the floor and have your left arm up. And just let yourself fall over this side. Don't worry if this left sitting bone comes off the floor, it doesn't matter. You just let yourself ragdoll style, hang over the side. And then notice that all the weight comes onto your right elbow or right hand, wherever you are. And then press that floor away, bring yourself up and go inhale and then exhale over and land on this side. So it's a real kind of like falling over as opposed to being too balletic about it. Just let yourself open up nice and gently here. Yeah, and then slowly bring yourself back up. Now grab your block, if you will, and just take it so it's flat like this underneath your bottom. So just kind of sit up onto it a little bit. And this is really going to help with the forward fold and really help also coming from the hips. I bang on about that every time, coming from the hips rather than the lower back. So come from the lower back, it kind of looks like that. When you come from the hips, you're able to sort of sit up a little bit higher and just hinge from the hips. So think about hinging rather than the bending. So yeah, from here, just taking the hands down wherever they'll reach, and then slowly allow yourself to take the weight forward and slowly let the hands come forward. So it should feel a little bit easier than not being on the brick. You might feel your bottom coming off the brick a little bit. Keep your hands quite wide and just kind of slowly let them walk forward. And then whenever you're ready, you can just let everything else just sink down towards the floor. It doesn't have to touch the floor, you're just getting that nice length. Eating into that. And if you let the hands walk forward as far as they'll go, so that you can feel the armpits lengthening, and then press into the hands to kind of draw the bottom back a little bit. So you're really lengthening through your back. And where your back is right now, what this feels like right now is kind of what you want to feel in your down dog. That same length. So it's always like the armpits are getting longer. And just let your head go. Just let your neck be nice and long. Let your head go. Let the chin come in towards your chest a little bit. Breathing here. Breathing into those back ribs. Feeling these spans. And then very gently, still weight on the hands or the fingers. Press the fingers into the floor and start to walk them back in towards your body. So you're not using your back. You're just pressing the floor away to bring yourself back up, feeling kind of nice and elevated again when you kind of get up there. It's really, really nice. Yeah, great. Just keep on the brick, but take your fingertips behind you, just enough so that you can take your right leg out to the side. So staying on the brick, so we still get this nice hinging. We're going to use this hinging as we go through the practice, so it's nice to start off with it. So we'll take the right arm inside this right leg and use this as a bit of a lever to open up the left side, this left arm, lifting it up, and then exhale coming over this side. So again, just softening here. This is one of those poses that, well, certainly further on in the practice, your head can get heavy and the neck can feel strained. If that happens, just look down at your right leg, just look down at the floor, keep the neck nice and long. All right, with your next inhale, we'll lift up this left arm. Exhale, take it behind you, so start to twist a little bit. But let the hand come down flat, so you'll need to lean back to let the flat hand come, yeah? Then press the floor away, lift up the hips, push the side, work on the back, just twist it a little bit. And then the trick is taking the bottom back down onto the brick again. To really stop. Yeah, awesome. All right, so just kind of make sure you sit on the brick again. Tip back a bit and swap the legs over. Yeah. When we come onto that, so if you're worried about your lower back, when we come onto this, you can just kind of like turn sideways and just kind of look underneath that armpit if that feels a little bit better. Okay, so left arm inside your left leg. Use that as a lever again to peel over your right side and lifting up the right arm. Oh, this is a really nice stretch, but a loose stretch. No kind of effort needed. Let your head hang. Again, think ragdoll. Breathing here. And then releasing, coming back up. Take the hand behind you. Have the confidence to lean back so it's a flat hand. Let breath go out, and then inhale. Push it far away. Looking over that shoulder, maybe behind you. And gently bring the bottom back down. Good. Awesome. Bring yourself back down. Lovely. Bring both legs together. Just bring yourself up so you can get a look at, get rid of the block. Take it to the front of your mat for later on. Yeah. All right. So on your hands and knees, just make sure your hips are above your knees. If you're quite near the front or in the middle, just walk back a little bit. Because we're going to take the hands further forward. So take your hands further forward, sort of as far as they will reach. So if your hips are above your knees, as far as the hands will reach. Yeah, and then we're going to slowly dip the chest down. So only go as far as it feels comfortable. Breathing into that space. And then push the floor away, walk the hands back in. All the way towards your knees, and then bring yourself up to kneeling. So opening up a bit here, take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, just take a twist to the right. Just drop the hands to the sides. To the right hand side. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, just twist to the left. Inhale, bring them all the way back up. And then exhale, just drop them down onto your hips or just on your sides. Leaning onto your left knee, step your right foot further forward, quite a way forward. It'll be easier the further forward it is. And then slowly sink down here. If your fingertips touch, great. If they don't comfortably, you can always take the forearms on the thigh, that's easier. But allow this softness to happen in this left psoas muscle. Just kind of let it ease into that space a little bit. It takes a long time for it to soften slowly. If the fingertips do come down after a while, you can always go side to side. It does kind of help. If you're a bit worried about your hands reaching, if they go out wide, it's a little bit easier to make them come down. Yeah, then you can kind of sway the hips a bit there as well. So you're kind of introducing this stretch rather than jarring into it if you're moving side to side. All right, and then we're going to just come back up. So come right up onto your fingertips, nice and high. Lift up your toes, and then draw your right hip back so you're getting a spin stretch here. Yeah, and again, a little wiggle with the hips and kind of make it feel a little bit easier, hopefully. And from here, with your hands kind of in the middle, take your left hand off to the side and just lean on it. That's it. Keep your right toes lifting up though. And then lift up your right hand, really nice and open up to the ceiling. Lifting up the hips, keep pushing the floor away with that left hand. Great, and then slowly bring the right fingertips down, bring yourself up to kneeling again, and then bring that right foot back. So the right knee comes back as well. Good. All right, so moving on to the right knee, same thing. Nice and far forward with the left foot and sink into it. So allow that softening. Maybe starting off with forearms on the thigh. Maybe coming down a little bit lower if it works. You could always reach for your block if that was going to help maybe. The hands are struggling, you can always reach for your block and let that be leave somewhere for your hands to go. It's just nice if you can to get this kind of swaying motion into the hips. It really does help with this psoas muscle. Just kind of let it go a little bit. And then when you're ready, you're going to lift up the toes of the left foot and draw that left hip back. So you're getting a really stretched out hamstring. And bring the fingers again more into the central place. It'll be easy. Just on the fingertips is all you need. A little bit of sway. And then when you're ready, a nice flat hand off the mat. Lean on that hand and just lift up your left. Yeah. So with the right hand on the floor, put some pressure into it so you're going to feel like you're pushing that left hip away even more, bringing up the ceiling. One more breath here. Try not to clench that left knee, let it go. Yeah, now keep the weight on your right hand and just sweep the left knee back. That's it. And then you bring both hands back. Now walk your hands slightly further forward than your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Let's push those hips away and into your down dog. Yeah, just breathing here, feeling that stretch. Now remember the initial one of the shoulders getting nice and long underneath the armpits. So feel like you're pushing the floor away. See if you can press into the heels of your hands and draw the armpits away even more. Even if it means a bend in the knees. And as if you're pressing the bottom away towards the ceiling or the wall behind you. Get a little mini arch in your back. Yeah, one more breath here, in and out. Then as you inhale, slowly tuck your chin to your chest and let your shoulders come forward into a plank position. So you're slowly rocking forward into your plank. Don't let your hips sink though, that's when you get stuck in your back. Keep your hips high and then push the floor away and come back into your down dog. Let's use the breath. Chin to chest, inhale, come forward. Remember, keep the hips high, come all the way forward till the shoulders get over the wrists. And then exhale a little bend to the knees and push yourself all the way back into your dog. Again with the breath, inhale, come forward. Exhale, going back. Right, we're going to just take a weight onto the left foot and lift your right leg up behind you. Yeah, now don't worry about how high it is, just try and keep it nice and lifted. Now walk your hands towards your left foot, so all the weights on the hands, you slowly walk the hands in. Don't worry about how high the right leg is. Just keep breathing normally. Walk the hands in again. Right. Now come right up onto your fingertips. So you can come into this kind of half warrior three. It's a balance. If you feel ready and you want to, you can always try and take the hands into a prayer position. Balance, but you don't have to. This is just an idea. You can keep the fingertips on the floor. It's all good. Yeah. Okay, if you've got the hands lifted, take them back down off the floor. Walk the hands forward until they get flat-handed again. Walk them all the way towards the front as if you're coming into a plank. Come onto your left toes and let your body tip forward as if you're in a plank. Yeah. Now let the right foot come down so you are in a plank. Stick on the loose back. And then push back into your down dog again. Alright, so we're going to do all that on the left side. So weight on the right foot, lift up your left leg. Get it nice and high to begin. It doesn't matter if it comes down later. Just enjoy the levity. Push it away towards the ceiling if you like. Open up the hip if that feels good. Start to walk the hands towards the right foot. So you just come up onto your fingertips. Yeah. When you're ready, if you're ready, looking forward, maybe just stay on the fingertips looking forward. That's the kind of beginning. If you want to take the hands off, you can just bring them into the breath position and towards your chest. If that feels nice for you, if it doesn't, and you're a bit wobbly, just keep the fingertips on the floor. Awesome. Yeah, and then bring the hands back down again, and then walk them all the way forward, all the way until you get to the top of the mat. Let your body weight come forwards, come onto the tiptoes of your right foot, and then drop the left foot down. So you're in a plank. Yeah. Okay, now if you want to keep the knees off the floor, you can. Otherwise, drop the knees down, bend the elbows back, and lower all the way down. And when you get to the bottom, just think about it. You don't really need your toes right now, so just let them loose. Your hands underneath your shoulders. Don't push the floor away with your hands. Take the hands off a little bit. And then squeeze your shoulder blades together. So it's really just the upper chest that's lifting off the floor. And maybe the toes, if you want to. This can really strengthen your lower back. So breathe into that space. You might feel your belly pressing against the floor as you breathe in. Maybe not. Just noticing, just observing. Now let the hands on the knees come back down. But take your legs wider so the knees are at the edges of your mat. Now press the floor away. Bring yourself up into this kind of wide-legged up dog. That's it. And then do your toes together. And then round your back as you ease into your child's pose. Easing yourself back here. Yeah. Breathing into that space. Really enjoy that nice place to let everything go, let your head go, let everything just relax, and breathe into your back ribs as best you can. Maybe you'll feel the ribs coming away from the spine on the inhale. Keep your arms right out in front though, reaching them away so you feel the longer armpit. Yeah, and then you can let your shoulders relax a bit. I'm going to work with the breath, so your next inhale, we're looking up. This is all one breath, by the way, as you come up, shoulders over the wrist, let the feet flick out to the sides, exhale, come down. Inhale, push the floor away, up onto your knees. You don't need to arch them back, by the way, if you don't want to. Toes together, exhale, rounding. And again with the breath, inhale, coming up. Let the feet flick out. Exhale down. Nice. Inhale up. Exhale back. Your next inhale coming back up onto all fours. Tuck your toes under, all the way into your down dog. Exhale. Awesome. We're going to walk the feet towards the hands now. So slowly walking them forward until they come up to the top of your mat. Slowly, just nice and easy, noticing the journey. Yeah, and when you get here, just taking your hands on your shins and taking a nice inhale. So you're lifting up the body. It feels quite nice and light. Inhaling here, exhale, folding forward, bending the knees as much as you need to. Think about your chest coming in touch with your thighs. So it doesn't matter how much you bend the knees to let that happen. And then just kind of tip over, let your head down. Let your back be nice and long. And let your hands just kind of sway along the floor, just as if you're sweeping the floor around you, making circles in the sand. It's nice and open. Yeah, and then we're slowly going to come up to standing. So really uncurling as you move back up. Really nice and gentle. All the way back up to standing. Let the blood rush just come back to normal. Let your shoulders relax. And then take a nice inhale. Open up the body. Maybe even looking up the hands. Really nice and open. And then exhale, bend your knees. Really bend the knees. Stick them on out. Then tip over as you exhale. Now let the hands come over to the right hand side of your mat. So to that right corner. And then take the weight onto the left foot, lift up your left foot. And then gently just let that left foot come down behind you. Nice, good. Keep the left fingertips on the floor and lifting up the right hand. Really nice and open. Breathing into that space, really elevated. And then bring the right hand back down onto the floor, fingertips. Now take your left heel down to the floor, just pivot heel down. That's okay. Yeah. Great. Now press on both feet, lifting yourself up into warrior one. So inhaling here. And then exhale, just turn into warrior two, just by moving the torso to the left, bending the front knee, just sinking into that space. Yeah. Put over your middle finger of the right hand, and just kind of sinking into that space, nice and soft.
See if you can bend your back knee a bit as well. So you've got a little bit of movement, so you're not kind of stuck.
Yeah, flipping front palm, inhale, draw it back, you're still flipping the front, flipping all the way back. And then exhale, forearm on the thigh, top arm over the ear. Maybe looking underneath the armpit. You might start to turn to look underneath the armpit to the ceiling if that feels good. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. One more breath here. As you come out of it, press on the right foot, inhale. So all the way back, let's take it into reverse again. Nice, exhale here. Inhale all the way back. Exhale, take both hands to the floor, but look forward and step the left foot to meet the right as you breathe out. Let yourself hang again, nice and long. Oh, and then sway side to side. And then very gently, we're going to uncurl all the way back up. Standing all the way back up. Roll shoulders back. All right, before we do the other side, we're going to take this nice little kind of truck drivers thing that we did before. So we're going to bend the knees, take the hands out of the side, in front rather, and take all the way to your heels so that you can kind of look at your toes, you can see them. Yeah, we can't see the toes, we're too far forward, so we kind of need to be able to sink into our heels. Yeah, spot. You can let your toes go now. All right, so inhale, go to your left. Start to straighten out as you bring yourself, just like you're kind of waking up in the morning, and then exhale, bend the knees. But come down to the center, just stay here. And go the other way. Inhale. Push the floor away. Exhale, coming down. Other way again. Inhale. Push the floor away, lifts you up. Exhale, brings you down. Last one, the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Now from this squat, just tip forward, fingertips come to the floor. Now let your hands come over to the left-hand side. So everything we did on the right, so fingertips come to the left. So if they don't touch comfortably, just bend the knees simply do. Lean onto the left fingertips, lift up your right foot. Doesn't matter where it goes. It's not a pose as such. It's just a little transition point, and then gently drop the toes behind you. Yeah, nice. Keep your right fingertips to the side. So take them off to the side a little bit. Your right side, Karina. Just your right fingertips. And then lift up your left hand. That's it. You got it. Keep your hips nice and high, so there's not too much weight on the right hand. Awesome. Bring the left fingertips down to the floor. Let your right heel come down to the floor. Look forward and press through both feet evenly. Inhale, lift yourself up into warrior. Exhale, just turn the torso to the right. Warrior two. Yeah. Notice we're going to move to the middle. Everything else just follows. So bending the front knee, sinking into that, and bend the back knee as well. Then we move both ways. And then looking at the left hand, flip the hand up. Inhale takes you back. Peaceful warrior. Exhale, forearm on the thigh. Top arm over the ear. Maybe a little bit of pressure on the left forearm can tilt you around to the ceiling a little bit more. Maybe not. Maybe one more breath here. To come out of it, press on the left foot. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale all the way. Fingertips to the floor. Exhale, pause here for a moment. Then take all the way onto your right hand, pivot onto the back toes, and then just step that left foot back into your plank. Nice. If you want to use the knees, use the knees. If you're feeling strong, you don't have to. Elbows back. Exhale, down to the floor. Toes can release again. Don't leave them for a moment. Inhale, back up. Sweep the knees out to the sides. Come into your child's pose. Exhale. Let's take another breath here. One more breath. And then gently bringing yourself back up to all fours. Now we talked about, well, you guys talked about a headstand last week. We're not going to do a headstand as such. I will give you the dolphin pose, which is a nice preparation for that. as well in terms of getting the weight onto your elbows. So let's do the dolphin. Now, so bring yourself down onto your elbows. And the best way to do it, I should face you for this, the best way to do it is to make sure that you can cup one hand around one elbow and around the other elbow. That's kind of the distance that they want to be apart. And then when you've got that, you can let it go. It's just really for the measurement. Then bring your hands out in front. So take a little clasp of the hands if you want to, or you can have them flat. See what works best for you. And then tuck your toes under. This is what I'll turn back to the side again. So make sure your knees are below your hips. Tuck your toes under. And just lift up your knees. And then take it into a down dog on your elbows. Yeah. So all the weight's on your elbows. If you notice, if you press into your elbows, you can kind of draw the body back a little bit. Yeah, just like you do with the down dog. Nice. So when you draw the body back a bit, you might be able to walk your feet in slightly, maybe. Maybe. Yeah. So this is strong. And the idea here is that you can just keep pressing into the elbows and drawing the body back. All the weight is on your elbows. If you wanted to go further, this is only if you feel up to it, you can maybe lift up your right leg. Maybe. See how it feels. It's just about the weight transference. Yeah, and if the right leg worked, you might bring it down and try the left. Nice. Why don't you give it a little hop? Maybe. These are all maybes. Trying to take you very gently. It's a very gentle thing. Yeah. Try not to kick. Just try to let the weight go forward so the weight gets light on the toes rather than kicking out. All right. Bring the toe down. Now, from your down dog legs, keep your hands where they are. Just walk your feet back so that you come into dolphin plank. That is strong. Yeah. Great. So you can bring your weight forward slightly. And bring yourself down onto your belly. It's quite strong in the arms, I think. But it's good. It's good prep. All right. So from here, let's just keep the elbows on the floor and have the hands out in front. So we're going to do sticks pose. And try and have your shoulders above your elbows. And really, you're not going to see, watching me, you're not going to see how it should feel. There's nothing to really see here, you just feel it. So the idea is you pull your elbows in towards your body so that it feels like your chest is coming through a little bit. The chest lifts, the elbows come back. And you might feel your pubic bone pressing into the floor as well. So every muscle is kind of being used here, even though it doesn't look like it, but you see it. You have to just kind of feel it in your own body. So keep breathing in, keep drawing the elbows back. Breathing out. You're lifting up the chest. Then you notice the difference when you let go. Soften a little bit, just bring yourself down. All of those muscles just relax for a moment. Arms your legs. Breathing into your space. All right, so from here, keep your chest on the floor, just bring your head up a bit, and then just fold your elbows in front of you, just relax. And then turn your head to your left, so the side of your right side of your head comes down on top of your elbows. Just let it come down as if you're just lying on the beach or something. You might want to walk your elbows slightly forward. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Victoria, that's it. Walk them slightly further forward, just as if you're lying in bed with your head to the side watching telly or something. That's it. Yeah, nice and relaxed. Great. Okay, so from here, just keep your head relaxed. Bend your left knee. Open up the hip and just roll it behind you. Doesn't matter where it goes. It doesn't have to touch the floor. Just relax. Let the whole of your upper body relax. Breathe into that little twist. Then roll back onto your belly. Turn your head the other way. Let your head relax again. Bend your right knee, open up here, and roll the right behind you as well. So it's really just a gentle line twist. No effort required. Open up here. And then gently turning the right knee back down to the floor. Great. All right, so we're going to take the hands back underneath the shoulders and then just sweep them down so the thumbs are in line with your lowest rib. So they're further back than they would be for a press into the hands and just push the floor away, lift yourself up. Now I didn't bend my back face, you don't have to kind of sink into it, keep it nice and safe. Yeah, maybe we'll go one shoulder if you want to. Maybe the other. Nice. Tuck your toes under. But walk your hands slightly further forward. Now press the heels away, you lift up your knees and shift in a plank. Yes, you want to have your shoulders over your wrists so when you come forward, that's it. Yeah, don't let your hips sink them. All right, now we're going to come back into down dog first. So stretch it back out in your down dog. Down dogs can start to feel like home pages, you know, the center point to come back to, a check-in point over time. All right, so when you inhale, come forward again, but tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Now, holding it here for a moment, we're going to take it into the side planks. But if this is too strong for you, you can take the knee down to the floor. So we'll start off with the right, so that big right knee on the floor if you want to, or just see if you can tip over and lift up your left hand. So right knee on the floor or right knee lifted. Nice. Beautiful. Now, when you change sides, especially if you're in the actual full plank, keep your hips high, don't let them sink. Bring the left hand down. Keep the hips high, just swivel over to the other side. Push the floor away. You do one more each side with variation as well. So right hand comes down, keep the hips high. Then back over to the right side, lift up your left hand. Now this is where, if you want to, even with the knee on the floor, you can do this. You can take the left foot behind the right and open up into a wellbeing if you want to. Yes. Nice. Swap it over, left hand finds the floor, one more. Over the other side, drop the right foot behind. Press into the floor, lift the hips up high, into the other side. And find the floor with the right hand. We're going to go all the way back down through our plank to the floor. If you want to take the knees down, do that. Otherwise, exhale down. Knees go wide, take the legs out to the sides. Remember, you can always start off with the legs out wide. Lift yourself up, and then the toes can come together, and then you ground the spine back into your child's pose. Oh, yeah, taking some nice deep breaths here. Really nice and easy. Just notice your body in this recovery mode, how it feels. Letting go, having to do anything. One more breath. And looking forward, slowly coming back up, shoulders over the wrist, tuck your toes under, go back into your down dog. Let your head hang, just go nice and loose here. While you're in your down dog, just lift your right foot off the floor and take it behind your left to the side. You're kind of crossing it behind, yeah, and you'll feel a stretch in the left calf. And then bring it back. Same the other side, left foot goes behind the right. You can take it as far to the side as you want to. And then back into your down dog. Great. All right, we're going to lift up the right leg. Now we're going to step the right foot through, but don't do it yet. Keep the right leg lifted up, nice and high. To get higher, you come onto your left toes, right? So you can see your hips even higher. Now, if you want to, you could again take a little hop. If you wanted to, just like we did from the dolphin, if you could. Yeah, just a couple of little hops. Really nice and easy. And then maybe you'll step the right foot forward in between the hands. So take your time getting there. Once you're there, press into the feet, push the floor away, and lift yourself all the way up and inhale here. And then exhale, just soften. Yeah, so all these things I suggest, they're just ideas, and you don't have to do it. You know, lift yourself up. Let's just take a gentle twist to the right, opening up. If you feel nice and lifted, and that's actually nice enough for a twist, you could just stay like that, or you could tip the right hand back, inhale the left arm up, and then bring it into a nice twist here, the left elbow over the right. Maybe your hands come together, maybe they don't, just see how it feels. Yeah, if you want to stay lifted, that's cool too. Really nice and open. If you are lifted, keep squeezing the right shoulder blade back. If you're in your twist here, press the hands together so that you can turn around a little bit as well. One more breath here, in and out. Great. Pressing the right foot to look forward for your balance, and then lift yourself up. Inhale, left heel down, warrior two again. Just take a moment to let your breath, you can relax your arms a little bit if you like. Land here, arrive, you can bend with knees, you feel nice and flexible, you can go anywhere you like. Okay, let's straighten the front leg. I want to start off this triangle really nice and lifted first. So we're going to come into triangle. The idea is that your hips turn towards the front. So try and get the hips turned to the front first. So as far as they will go. Obviously you can't take them too far. Yeah, and then just let this right hand just kind of go, just maybe a little bit below the knee. Just a little bit, but keep the hips facing the front. Now take your hand on your left shoulder, just draw the shoulder back. And now the left hand. Yeah. So release, lock at the knees. Yeah. So notice how lifted you are. Keep lifting up that left hand, straight in front there. Now we'll see if you just slide down with that right hand. As far as it wants to go, that's your place. Wherever it wants to go is where you want to go. Nice and open here. Breathe. Make sure you breathe. That's always a good indicator if it's working for you. One more breath here. Now look down at the floor. Bend your front knee. Bring the left hand down enough so that you can grab your block with your right hand. Just kind of have it ready in your hand. Left foot hits on the floor. Now you might just walk that left foot in just a little bit. And now walk your hands forward, the right block in your right hand. And either you can lift up the leg just like we did before and stay like that. If you want to get a little bit higher, you can lift the block onto its end and hold on to it that way. Or you can lift open the hip and the arm as well, going into a half lift. See where you go. It's all about confidence. And don't worry if you fall over, it's all good. Nice. Yes. Great. Nice. Now see if you can bend the front knee, release the block, and come back into a warrior. So, look at that. Beautiful. Looking up the middle hand, finger of the right hand, flip the front palm, inhale, takes you back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Step it back, high plank. If you want to take the knees down, do. Otherwise, elbows back, exhale, down to the floor. Toes go flat. Inhale here. Knees swing out to the sides. Child's pose. Exhale. Beat your toe before you lower. Rise up to sink here. Rise up. Notice your breath. Just checking in with yourself. How am I doing? To see how you are. No judgment. Every time I practice, that's been a really long time now. It's always different. Different days. One more breath in and out here. And then whenever you're ready, keep those hands right up in front to get used to lengthening the armpits. You can, as you inhale, come up. You're also in the right place then as well. Tucking the toes under and then straight back into your down dog. Awesome. Just feeling your down dog, noticing your hamstrings or your calves are getting a little bit more stretched out as the practice goes on. Yeah, I'm going to do that other thing with the left leg this time. So wait till the right foot, lift up your left leg. Take it up nice and high. And just enjoy that levity. Come right up onto your right toe so you get even higher. And you can enjoy that, staying there, or if you want to take your handstand hops, what you want to do is bend your right knee first, and then little kind of very, very small hops. Try not to kick Just try to let the body weight take you. It's a momentum thing. Yeah. Thanks. And then when you're ready, just step it through. Fun thing you can add into your practice anytime. While you're down here, take your left block, block over to your left hand side. Just so you've got it nice and ready. All right. So looking forward, press forward, your feet in, and you up. And just let the ball go. Exhale. Nice and soft. Inhale, you up. And twist to the left. So keep it nice and high as you twist to the left. And Karina, you want to have your feet slightly wider apart, rather than tightrope. Take your right foot off. Yes, that's better. Yeah, nice. Come onto your back toes as well. So, okay. Beautiful. All right. Maybe dropping the left hand, lifting up the right. Your left hand's behind you, Victoria. And then bring that right elbow over the left hand side. Yeah. If it's any consolation, when I did my yoga training, I don't know, 15 years ago, we had an L written on our left foot and an R on our right foot. In yoga, oh, breathing here, one more breath. And then pressing on the front foot, push the floor away, inhale as you up. Exhale, brings you back into warrior two. Straight the front leg, and we'll lift it. So lift those hips back. Now we're going to take the hips to the front now. If you want to, you can always take the feet slightly closer together. But always make sure you've got that kind of nice straight tracks as opposed to tightrope. You have more balance that way. Keep it nice and lifted, so hips are turning to the front, left hand just below the knee, and then lift up the right hand. So I want you to feel the left ear, that real expanse through your chest to begin with, because that's how you want to kind of turn the upper chest. And then when you're ready, you can slowly let that left hand come down. As the left hand comes down, draw your right hip further to the front, even more, and the right shoulder goes back. Makes sense? Yeah, right. That's good. Breathe in here. One more breath. Try not to clench your toes or your knees. Try to relax there. And then bend the front knee as you bring the right hand down to the floor as well for balance. Okay, so we're going to walk the hands forward. Get your left hand on your block. It can be any height that you feel comfortable with. Walk it forward. So make sure the block is to the outside edge of your mat and then forward. You don't want it too far in front of you. Let the weight tip onto the left foot. And maybe you'll open up the right hip, maybe the right hand. Half moon, or you can just kind of practice taking the hand down to the floor, taking it off the floor. Try. Feel it in your head. Yeah, don't worry, that is normal too. But don't push it. If you need a break from it, as then it relax. One more breath here. And then very gently, see if you can let go of the block, bend the front knee and just land back foot to warrior again. Nice. I love that you all managed that because that's all part of the balance as well as the transition as well as the final pose. Alright, so flip front palm, inhale, takes you back. Exhale, carve the hands down all the way to the floor, step it back. Through your vinyasa, any way that you like. The other leg up in down dog though. So inhale to lift you, exhale to take you back. Oh, letting your head hang here as well. Nice and loose. Yeah. One more breath here. Leaning onto your left foot, lift up your right leg again. Come right up onto your left toes. When you're ready, step the right foot in between your hands. Yeah. All right, over here, take your left heel down to the floor. Again, look forward, warrior one. Inhale, coming up. Yeah, take a chance because we need to. Exhale, let the hands come down behind your back. Sweep it together. Take the hands. Yeah, squeeze the shoulder blades. Take an inhale here. Press on the back foot. Roll the hips back, come inside. That right. So keep the front knee bent. So you've got some space. That's it. And then head. Try not to clench your feet. Hard not to. One more breath here. To come out of it, feel like someone's pulling their hands behind you to bring you back up. Press into the right foot as well. Yeah, do something nice. Great. Let the hands go. Turn your right foot in to the left hand side. So you're facing your left side of your mat, your feet wide, and your toes turning in as well. Yeah. The wider your legs, the easier this one is. So just stay nice and wide. And have your hands on your hip creases. And feel like you're kind of pushing the hip creases away. Not just let you come in this straight line with your back. Until you get into the straight line. Yeah, like a tabletop. And then let your fingertips just dangle below your shoulders. And then just slowly push one back until the fingertips come to the floor. Great. Now you might think, oh, actually, I can take my feet a bit wider, maybe, because you're down here. Keep those toes turning in, heels out. Yeah. Great, take a nice inhale here. And as you breathe out, let the elbows go back behind you and slowly let yourself come forward. So it's all about coming from the hips rather than your lower back. Keep pushing your bottom away as if you're kind of pushing the bottom up to the ceiling. Even if that means bending your knees, it doesn't matter. Much safer that way. One more breath here. Just sway over towards your left shin. Just see if you can hug yourself into that leg a little bit. You'll feel the stretch down the right side of your body from your waist up to your shoulder, up to your rib cage a little bit. Nice. And then just let go of that and sway over to the other side. Drawing yourself towards it. Keep sticking your bottom out behind you. I can't stress that enough. You kind of come foot on your hips. Right. And then stay on this right side. So you're facing this way. Take your fingertips to the floor. So have them at the top of your mat. Your hands either side on the top of your mat. Round this way, Karina. Face me. Then let your feet turn so that you can then turn your hips up. Great. Awesome. Now you're walking right foot over towards the left side of your mat. It's like Twister, isn't it? Like the Twister. Take your right hand off to the side so you can lean on it. That's it. Now let your right hand come to it. Sounds more confusing than it is, I know. Right, but this is going to be a more open pigeon. So the classic pigeon is this, you're coming like this. It's really strong, and you can get the same advantage just by being nice and soft on yourself. So with your legs like this, turn towards your right knee, and then just think about that, chest to knee, and walk your hands slightly further forward so you can come down. You start to feel a stretch, hopefully you'll feel it, in your right glutes. If you wanted to, you could also use your block as a little kind of headrest. Just down there. It's quite nice to, if you can relax your head, because then your shoulders will relax as well. You'll be holding on to anything else when you're doing this. So if you feel the tightness in your right glute, that's your little piriformis muscle that's getting a stretch out. You can see why you have to get into this position. It doesn't get a lot of action, so it's a good one to do though, because you can avoid any sciatic nerve issues with this pose if you do it enough. One more breath here. And then very gently, just lift yourself up, just so you're waking up. So I'll try and make it less confusing to go to the other side. So let's just bring the left foot forward. Bring the left foot to the side, the right side of your mat, and just lean on this hip, just casual, and then let the right foot come behind you. That's it. Perfect. Yeah. All good. Yes. All right, and we're going to come over this leg. So again, hands either side of it. Just try and bring yourself down. You might want your block, can always help. Just bring yourself down so that you can relax your head, relax your shoulders. Also just noticing where there might be any other tightness in your body. Where else can you let go? One more breath here. And then gently push the floor away and bring yourself up. Just stick your hand behind that right leg and bring it forward. Cool. All right, so we're going to kind of do a nice little lying twist. So just take your hands behind your thighs. Actually, sorry, before that, we can come into a shoulder. I'm just going to show you before you go down. You can come into shoulder stand this way, and if you're happy just to hold on to that, that's great. Another option is that. Nice. Feels really kind of relaxed. You can just let your legs fly around here. You can do whatever you like. So it's up to you. If you want to come in without the block, you can come up and just hold on to your bottom that way. Or you can try using the block. Just see what that feels like to release. The block has to, if you use the block, it has to kind of go in sync with this. And then you can just be supporting them. So off you go, choose whatever you want to do. You might just prefer doing the usual thing, that's absolutely fine. But the key thing is really not to go too far back or too far up here. Oh, it's just nice to get those kidneys off the floor, upside down. One more breath, whatever you've chosen. If you're without the block, just roll it back down the spine to your sacrum. If you're with the block, just lifting up a bit so you can release the block and then roll down to your sacrum. Great. All right, we're going to hold on to the right knee, left leg goes straight, right arm out to the side. Look over your right hand so you can get the right shoulder on the floor first. Then the right knee, just roll over. It doesn't have to touch the floor. The key thing is your shoulders really grounded. That can help if you just look over your right hand. Don't worry, we'll do both sides. Doesn't matter which one you do first. Just swap your hands so great together. That's it, right. Gently roll back into the center, but bring both knees in with you so you get a nice flat sacrum first, and then swap the legs over. Right leg goes straight, right hand, left knee, left arm to the side. Look at your left hand first, and then just let the left knee go wherever it reaches. It doesn't have to go full way. And notice your breath. Notice how it's facilitated in a slightly different way. It opens up just a bit more. Can you still breathe into your belly, even though you're twisted? Where else might you be gripping? Are you gripping the floor with your right hip? Can you release that? Yeah, and then whenever you're ready, just bringing that knee back into the center, bringing both knees in towards your chest, and choosing your Shavasana from here. So you might be happy just with your knees bent and your arms out to the side, your palms facing up, or if you're happy to bring the heels down to the floor, go for that. But whatever makes you feel like you've landed. There's no need to hold on to any muscles or any control. You can just fully let go. So whatever that position is for you, owning it. Just do a little scan around your body, noticing this recovery mode, how your body knows exactly what to do. without any control from yourself. Allowing gravity to support you as you let go. Noticing your contact points on the floor, feet or your pelvis, hands, back of your head, whole body. These sounds, just noticing them. See if you can stay as an observer rather than heading lost in the sound. Just by staying in your body, noticing it, it softens, noticing how it reacts. Noticing if your jaw is relaxed and heavy. Just noticing the breath coming in and out of your body. The journey it makes through the nose or mouth, into the belly and back out again. Gently just starting to increase your breath so that you can feel the ribcage expand a little bit more. So taking some slightly deeper breaths. Trying to keep in this calm state of mind, but just waking the physical body. With your next in breath, you might take the arms up and over your head and reach for the floor behind you. Stretching out your body. And then when you're ready, you can just draw your knees in towards your chest and roll over to your right hand side. Just let yourself fall onto that side. Noticing the weight taken by gravity again. Keeping your eyes closed if you can, push the floor away and bring yourself back up. Just observing the transition that the body makes from lying down to sitting up. Just comfortably, however that is for you. And again, getting that sense of arrival and just noticing how this arrival feels slightly different to the very first start of the practice, the first arrival. Just gently open up the eyes to allow the light in slowly. You can do that like sweeping across the floor if